that you probably didn't actually have. What is happening? Oh, motherfucker! Let's just jump into it. And the first thing we're going to talk about today is the YouTube community, which seems to be taking swipes at itself in a passive-aggressive to sometimes overtly aggressive way. YouTube drama, is it actually the problem that it is? Let's just start off with Markiplier. Markiplier is easily one of the biggest YouTubers right now. His video on the topic, YouTube is changing, has just about 5 million views as I'm recording this video. It's a 12-minute, 46-second video where he rambles, his words, not mine.
So anyway, I'll stop rambling. That's pretty much all I wanted to say.
But the main point of the video, like the title says, he believes YouTube is changing. It was started that people wanted to work together and it was all fun, but now you have negativity in videos thriving. You have the pursuit of money and new viewers thriving, people then pursuing more negativity to get more money and views. And that's his point of view for the past 4 years he's been on YouTube. Then the biggest mofracker on YouTube, PewDiePie, aka Felix, made a video called YouTube Drama. And in Felix's 3-minute video, he explains that people pursuing YouTube drama, some people dedicating their whole channel to it, other commenting on it, they are part of the problem. Because so many people are going to these videos waiting to see the next target for them to destroy, or as PewDiePie said,
where everyone is so on edge and everyone is so ready to attack their next target of someone fucking up or doing something bad.
And in response to this, mega YouTuber KSI made a video called talking about YouTube changing to get views. And in JJ's video, he blasts both Markiplier and Felix for essentially doing what they said that they were against, adding to the drama machine for what will result in more views, more fans, and more money. And in response to this, Felix tweeted, going to KSI for advice about how to act online is about as useful as asking Toby Turner for relationship advice. And my ultimate takeaway from this is everyone's a little bit right and everyone's a little bit wrong, okay? Markiplier's video is about him expressing his feelings to the community that watches and cares about his feelings about the thing that they are all a part of. It doesn't necessarily have a cohesive message. It has kind of a target. It has kind of what people can do about it. So it means something to the people that watch him, and to me, it kind of just, I understand the feelings he went through. Cool, then let's go to Felix. Felix has an issue with all the negativity, the mob mentality of let's destroy this other person. And that's something I understand, but I personally find that somewhat dismissive and short-sighted. It can be argued that Felix fed the machine in the past when he made that video making fun of all the fake pranks. It could also be argued that his video YouTube drama fed the machine, his comments after KSI's video also fed the machine, and there's an argument to be made what he and many others call YouTube drama is also news. When I hear the word drama, I think of something small and insignificant. The story I'm talking about right now involves some of the biggest creators and entertainers in the world. Felix has over 43 million subscribers. Markiplier and KSI over 12 million subscribers. This isn't even going into like how big their social reach is, the views, etc. And I find it undebatable. These are high-profile people. They are famous people. Their impact on the world can actually contest real famous people, actors, actresses, and when someone takes their superior standing in this world and it's outed that they've abused it. Recently, examples of that, the accusations made against Toby Turner, Sam Pepper, in the past it was against Alex Day. And to that point, I think Felix would agree. Even he says the people that messed up should be held accountable. And to the point Felix makes here,
they're stepping over other people's lives for YouTube fame and YouTube recognition.
I understand what you're saying. There's going to be a bigger emotional connection for you to that person because they live not only in the same space, but in the same genre. Talking about a YouTuber's potential abuse of power and positions no different than talking about David Cameron's potential links to fraud. Chris Brown beating his girlfriend back in the day. High-profile politicians, turns out they're pedophiles. It's news. In fact, the closest thing I would say to me covering drama would be this story, except for the fact that everyone involved is high-profile. And so their opinions on the platform, community, and creators of one of the biggest websites on the internet, that's news. But to his note on hashtag Team Internet,
is not helping. Stop doing this.
I understand the mindset of internet creators being taken seriously, but I don't believe that means we turn a blind eye to things that may have gone horribly wrong in our own community. And as far as JJ's video, I understand what he was saying, but he's a bit too dismissive for me. But I say all of this as both a creator and as having been a target of stupid bullshit on the internet. Recently, an old school YouTuber, I imagine, just trying to maintain some sort of relevance or get some sort of pop, said I said something. Let's listen to it.
I had a conversation with who said that, listen, if you're not getting lots of opportunities, your channel will disappear in the next 2 years unless you'll go back to basics and spread your legs.
Also, props on that faux censorship. Who else could she have named? Milub Toplenko? I have to go to Twitter, say I've never said it, call this person a liar. Why would I say go back to basics and spread your legs? It doesn't even make sense. She then says, if you meant my circus background in splits and I should go back to basics, meaning that I would be happy to ask for the video to be taken down. Which once again, didn't even say the thing I was accused of. But the person who slandered my name's like, oh, you know what? You probably meant because I had a background in the circus, that's what you meant, go back to basics. Completely different from the way that it was in the video where essentially I was like, you're nothing but a vagina. Also saying I apologized the next day, saying I had too much to drink. swearing, which once again, didn't apologize because I didn't say it even in the completely non-offensive way that you are now saying that it was said. The story just doesn't make sense, and luckily, people that have watched me for the past decade know I wouldn't say some stupid stuff like that, so there was really no mob. But for someone else, this could have sent the mob to them, especially one so bloodthirsty. And so that's why I understand everyone's different opinion about YouTube drama / news. It's a gray area. It has great and terrible sides to it. Whether someone thinks that they're too big, that they won't get caught for something, or someone lying in a video for whatever reason to remain relevant, to have the biggest punch in a video, but because they're lying, it actually hurts the argument of the people telling the truth. It's a whole thing. Then let's talk about a piece of news that made me feel very uncomfortable, and that was this video.
Australia is a wonderful island with a treasure trove of unique plants, animals, and people.
It has to be protected.
Australia is free of many pests and diseases that are commonplace around the world. That is why Australia has to have such strong biosecurity laws.
And Australians are just as unique, both warm and direct.
I am truly sorry that Pistol and Boo were not declared. Protecting Australia is important.
Declare everything when you enter Australia.
I've seen North Korean propaganda videos that seemed more heartfelt. Also, whose idea was it to angle the camera so it looks like they're literally talking down to me? Now, if you don't know why Johnny Depp and his wife Amber Heard are apologizing to Australia, it's because they brought their dogs to the country. Amber Heard admitted and pled guilty to falsifying documents, so they essentially smuggled their dog in. Australia's really strict on this stuff. The dog would have most likely had to go through a 10-day quarantine. She had originally faced up to 10 years in prison. 2 charges were dropped. The one that she admitted guilt to, she just got 1 month good behavior. And even this story relates to what we were talking about earlier in the day. This is a story that some people would argue is drama, but it also has a newsworthy aspect to it. High-profile people potentially broke the law. Was it a mistake, or was it people thinking that they were above the system? The court magistrate went so light on Heard because she doesn't believe that Heard thought she was above the law. Boom! Story, and now very awkward video. And really quickly, I want to talk about some news that doesn't have some high-profile person involved in them. This show has a theme, but a few other things need to be mentioned. The first, if you live in Houston, you're in the flood, I'm so sorry. The flooding there has been immense. Over 1,000 homes have already been lost. People are being displaced. Please be careful. Then one of the weirder headlines of the day, IRS urges Americans, come clean now before we read Panama Papers. What? That's something you say to your child or a spouse you think's cheating on you. Just tell me the truth. I won't get angry. I know you did something wrong. I don't know the password to your phone, and it just seems like it's gonna take a long time. Also, when I say I'm not gonna be mad, I'm gonna be so damn angry. And even with this warning, people are most likely going to be hit. Media reports say thousands of Americans have been linked in the Panama Papers. And of course the IRS is gonna look into this, not only for the big business guys, but they're gonna wanna do something with the estimated $300 billion that was generated in the United States last year for illicit activities. Those criminals then use companies like those found in the Panama Papers to launder the funds. Like I said, when these documents first dropped, we will see what happens. There are a lot of documents, a lot of names to be named. Then remember that $280 million research vessel that people were saying, oh, let's name it Boaty McBoatface, and there was an online poll. The poll is officially closed. Boaty McBoatface is #1, and that means pretty much nothing. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but in the documentation for the poll, they said that these are kind of like recommendations and not in stone. That said, name it Boaty McBoatface. Just do it. I know that's not a sound argument, but just do it. And then after that, we have another example of a celebrity in another firestorm mainstream news. Paramount Pictures is making a live-action adaptation of Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell is a massive anime. So much excitement for this, and then they revealed the picture showing Scarlett Johansson as the lead, which many people had a problem with because it's a famous Japanese character. Many people jumping to Twitter accusing Paramount Pictures of whitewashing one of their favorite shows ever, and many asking when there is a chance for a high-profile Asian actress to be in a high-profile Asian role, why do you pick a white woman? Then, to make things worse, news came out that the producers ran VFX tests to make white actors look more Asian. Oh, sweet God. Paramount Pictures defending themselves, saying, a test was done related to a specific scene for a background actor which was ultimately discarded. Absolutely no visual effect tests were conducted on Scarlett's character, and we have no future plans to do so. But Screen Crush, the organization that first broke this news, they're staying firm on this, saying despite Paramount's denial, we stand by the assertion that visual effect tests were performed on Miss Johansson's character and likeness. So on the question of why they would pick a Scarlett Johansson rather than someone else, it's most likely going to be related to what Ridley Scott said about Exodus, Gods, and Kings. The movie set in Egypt, people are expecting Egyptians, they get Christian Bale as their lead. When people got angry about this, Ridley Scott, the director of the movie, said, quote, I can't mount a film of this budget and say that my lead actor is Mohammed so-and-so from such and such. I'm just not going to get financed. And on the note of those seeking to boycott the movie, he said, get a life. And it turns out, while this movie with a $140 million budget tanked in the United States, worldwide they made over $268 million. Now, moving movies that have taken white actors and put them in non-white roles, that's not always the case. There are some big standouts. And this is one of those stories I'd love to know your opinion on. Now, if there is a silver lining to this situation, this is a conversation we're having about a movie that has a main female lead. She is not the side piece, she is the focal point, and that might not have been possible in Hollywood a long time ago. But does that make the whitewashing okay, even if they change enough? I'd love to know your opinion. Let me know down below, and I think that's where we're gonna end today's show. And remember, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you need some more awesome in your life, there's a brand new Friday show on this channel. There was a DeFranco animated on this channel Sunday, and I also did a podcast with Anton Yelchin, Jeremy Saulnier from Green Room. Check it out. Also, in the links down below, if you want possibly free tickets to watch Green Room, click it out. Click it out. Well, my brain's done for today. But that said, of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.